There's just something magical about a nutcracker tree at Christmas time. It's timeless, it's elegant, and it's full of childhood memories. Today I'm gonna walk you step by step on how to create this beautiful nutcracker-inspired Christmas tree. By the end of it, you should have loads of tips and techniques that you can adapt to your own style. So with that said, grab your favorite decorating beverage, a coffee, a hot chocolate, and let's begin. So for this topper, we've got a series of sprays that we're also gonna be using in the body of the tree, including this fun holly leaf, which I adore. These are really fun. So matte velvet textures are really in this year, and we've got these fun balls and a curly spray, some holly stems. This is a great one. It's just a glitter spray, but it's got a good airy, kind of wispy texture here that we'll use to pull up into the top. And then the one thing I'm most excited about in this nutcracker tree is this vibrant blue is really gonna add a fun, punchy pop of color. All right, and I've placed my first holly stem here. Now what I wanna do, I'm gonna come in with the second one, and I wanna run it down. So essentially I'm creating some length here. So we're gonna do that. Find a branch that you can twist it in and hold it. And don't worry if you don't like the way it's looking yet. We're gonna add ribbon and just make this so beautiful. And the second stem is this fun curly Q. So we're gonna kind of nestle some of those in right here in front of the holly. I have 3 of those, so one here, and then one a little more on the back side. Now I'm gonna come in with this fun velvet ball stem. You wanna open it up so it's not so clustered together. We'll put one there, and then I'm gonna put one kind of right in this area. And then for the third stem, I wanna kind of come down here. I'm gonna open that up so it looks nice and full. And use the branch as well. You wanna kind of twist that in. Okay, and I love this wispy stem. It's just gonna give us a lot of texture. So find a spot that you can nestle it kind of in between some of the stems we've already placed. And this one opens up a lot, so you can pull some down, keep some up. Then I've got a couple of these blue ornament stems that I'm just gonna use to fill in where I have holes. And I do want to leave a little space here where I can nestle some ribbon in, but I am going to take one of my florals. We want to angle that head out, and we're going to run this along the pole of the tree. All right, our topper's finished, and let's talk ribbon for a second. I adore ribbon, and it plays such an important job in the design of your Christmas tree. So I actually have 5 styles I'm using on this tree, which is quite a lot, even for me. But I promise you it's gonna come together in the end. So what I have, this is kind of our supporting ribbon. It's pretty bold and it's so fun, but this is gonna lay on the bottom layer. And then I like to find kind of a common strand and like pull them together. So since we have the green and the supporting ribbon, this is gonna be our main ribbon. Just a fun plaid. It's really gonna pop on this nutcracker design, and it has all of the colors woven through it, including blue. We've got a little bit of like yellow gold, green. So just a fun ribbon. And guys, I know you love the 1-inch ribbons, so do I. And we've got some great color options this year. So I have this pretty kind of navy blue with the gold backing that we're gonna lay on top. And again, it's gonna pull, the plaid's gonna help pull the green and the blue together. All right, and then we actually have 2 accent ribbons in this tree. And when I say accent, it just adds to the design. So this one has a nutcracker coat. It's very embellished. Super cute. Usually when you have an embellished ribbon, it is a little more of an investment. So that's why I chose to use this as an accent, so you don't need to use as much in your design. And then this one, I love this. It just kind of has a little bit of a Mackenzie Childs look. It is bold. So that's why this one is also an accent. We don't want to use too much. If this was our main ribbon, it would definitely overpower the design. So that's why we're going to use this in moderation. We're just gonna pop a little bits of it through the design, and we're gonna hold these 2 until the end. So let's grab this one first. I just let it drop to the floor, and we're gonna fishtail the end. So just fold it and cut at a diagonal. Now we could do this all together, just make one big bow, but I kinda like to layer it. It's easier, and especially if you're a beginner to ribbon, this is gonna feel a lot more attainable than just going for the giant bow right out of the gate. So what we're gonna do, let's leave a tail. And right now I'm making kind of some layers that we're gonna nestle right here in the middle of the topper. I'm gonna do 2 loops. So I'm basically folding it and then pinch. See, I've got it kind of pleated between my fingers there. And then you wanna twist. So that's bringing that pretty side back up to the top. And then kind of pleat it again, twist. I love that champagne in there. It's really punchy. All right, we're gonna leave this long for now because what we wanna do is billow it down this design. So find a spot where you're able to nestle it in. You're gonna grab 2 of the greenery branches itself and use it to wrap it around, right around the center of your bow. Now what we're gonna do, this is a good quality wired ribbon, and so you can actually kind of run your hand through, see how it holds its shape? We're gonna come down about 2 rows of branches and we're gonna secure it in place there. And let's cut a tail. All right, so we have kind of our first continuation here. Now, whatever is your top layer is what your eye is gonna go to the most. So when you're designing your tree, think about what colors do you wanna see? What do you want to be predominant? So I'm actually gonna put the plaid over it. So we'll see a lot of this, but we're also gonna see more of the plaid. So let's go ahead, same thing, we're gonna leave a tail. Fold, we're making a little 2-loop bow. So I've got it pleated, twist, and pleat, and twist. And now we're gonna lay this exactly on top of the one that we've already placed. So I'm actually gonna find the exact same branch and I'm gonna open it up and just put it right on top. Okay, and let's run our hand there too. We're gonna billow the plaid. You could go this way, or we could put it in the same one. I think I'm actually gonna put it in the same one on this design. So open that up and again, twist it around. And again, a good wired ribbon, it's gonna mold where you want it to mold. So let's just kind of give that a cute little detail. Now we're coming in with our 1-inch. The 1-inch really is just for texture. See how it has a great curl? So when we add these into loops and we can mold them to look the way that we want. So let's do this. We're gonna leave a tail. I'm just gonna do a quick little 2-loop. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and make 3 loops. Same way we did the others. And then we're just gonna lay that right on top. Let's cut that at a diagonal. And let's leave this a little long. Okay, this is what I love about a 1-inch. It's so cute. It's just giving us texture and then we can curl it. So just kind of twist that around. It's got a nice double-sided backing too, so it's gold on the back. You're getting just a little hint of that gold as well. So I'm gonna continue the ribbon and I'm gonna be sure to zigzag through the tree. So since I'm here, my next continuation is gonna come over in this area and then I'll be over here and so forth. I'm using the same 3 that I used there and I don't have as much of the 1-inch, so I'm gonna use that one a little more sparingly. But same thing, let's start with a loop, twist. You know what, on this one, I think I'm just gonna do 1 loop of the green. And then find a spot where you can twist it in. And then you wanna cut a tail. Okay, so there's that continuation. I think I'm gonna do 2 loops of the plaid, but you can do whatever you want. Your tree, your rules. So see how cute. If you can do this, I promise you, you can conquer ribbon. So let's go ahead and lay that like right on top. Again, fake bows. These are giving us the appearance of bows, but we don't actually have to be that talented. Let's just pop that in the same spot there. Open those up and we're gonna cut a tail. I love plaid. It's just so Christmassy to me. You cannot go wrong with a good Nutcracker design. It's just timeless and it's so fun. It's fun for kids, it's fun for adults, so nostalgic. And then let's go ahead and do 2 loops of the fun little 1-inch. I just love how it holds its shape. And we'll just tuck that in. I'm gonna leave a tail a little bit longer here so I can curl it as well. Okay, I'm already loving this design. This is our Nutcracker bundle, so if you like everything that we do today, visit us at Decorator's Warehouse or in our Arlington, Texas retail store. We can ship you everything you need for your size of tree. So we have 7.5, 9, 12-foot options. We send you all the products, the flowers, ornaments, ribbon, and sprays. You have the video so you can see how we put the products together. All your friends will be so jealous and they'll wonder if you hired a professional. So check them out, decoratorswarehouse.com. Again, this is the Nutcracker bundle. We have about 8 different styles. Okay, and so since our ribbon is placed, we are now gonna go into our floral clusters. So I have 3 stems in this cluster. You'll usually see me use 3 or maybe 4 styles, but this one has 2 sprays and then this beautiful red poinsettia. So we're gonna start with our 2 spray styles, and what you wanna do is just kind of lay them on top. So we're like marrying them together. And then you wanna pull some forward, some back. So basically we want it to look like it's one piece. And then once you have the sprays the way that you like them, go ahead and take your floral. We're gonna lay that on top as well. Angle your head outward. So see how pretty that is? A Christmas tree is a large amount of area. And so when you can use larger scaled pieces, it's gonna fill in the area really nicely. All right, and so when you have your cluster the way that you like it, go ahead, you don't have to do this, but I like to do this. Use one of the stems and twist it together. So this is gonna create clusters that you can pull out year after year. You just throw them in your storage tubs and you can reuse them. So see how that looks there. If that's too long, like on some of these top spots, that might be too long, but you can just fold that back. And a good rule of thumb on the number of clusters, use your tree size to kind of give you a guide. So like this is a mid-size 9-foot tree. I'm not doing the full back. I'll have a little sliver that's open. I'm gonna use 9 clusters. So same if you have a 7.5, 7 is a great place to start. And now what I'm gonna do is I just want to run these stems up, and we're gonna place all 9 of my clusters kind of zigzagging through the tree. So go up and then use the branches itself to twist it into place. So since I'm here, my next one may be more in this area. We'll go through the tree in that zigzag format. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is place these bows. I am changing up my order a little bit. Normally I would go from my florals and all of my sprays and my single stems, but these are pretty large, and I just wanna make sure that I have space to place them before the tree gets too full. So I'm gonna do these next. I've got about 5 of these on this 9-foot design, and I think they are adorable, really moldable, so you can kind of bend them and shape them how you want. So on these, you're just gonna find a branch, tuck it back a little bit, and then wrap this around the branch. So cute. And I just adore these bows. So we have a few different styles on our website as well. All right, so next we're gonna move into single stems. I've got an adorable red and green poinsettia, and then these are my filler stems. The holly leaf we used in the top, which I just adore, I think it's so cute. The velvet balls, the wispy blue, and then the shatterproof ornaments. All right, so I'm gonna do my florals. I've got all of my clusters placed, so now what I'm doing is just kind of coming between them where I have holes and pressing them in. Again, the zigzag through the tree. Okay, all of my stems are placed. We're moving into the ornaments. I like to bring in a variety of colors and textures and styles. So I've got a red and green ball. Again, that matte velvet texture that's so in right now. And this little package, I think it's adorable. It's got the pop of blue. And then to carry the Nutcracker theme, gosh, these have been a bestseller every single year. We sell out of them so quick. So grab these first. But they are so cute, and they're gonna add just the perfect little amount of Nutcracker detail. And then again, that matte velvet, these are new this year and I think they're adorable. We have them in red and green. And so now we're gonna just kind of work through the tree where we have holes. If you have an area maybe that is a heavier concentration of a color, like I'm seeing a lot of green kind of right in here, pick a different color ornament to just brighten it up. So that red, it really breaks up the green nicely. So I always like to take the strings and just kind of wrap it around the branch so the ornament's held up nice and close to the branch. That way you don't see a huge string hanging down. It just visually looks better. Okay, all of my ornaments are placed. I adore this tree already, but I have that accent ribbon that I held on to. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make one of a few different options. The first being a 1-loop bow. This is my favorite for an accent. So what we wanna do is we're gonna fold and make a diagonal cut, and we're gonna leave a tail and just go into a loop. And then you wanna twist that back to the front. And we're just gonna find anywhere where there's a little hole that we can tuck some of these accents into. Like I said, this is the accent because we don't want it to overpower the design. So by putting little pieces of it, we're just getting pops without it being too overwhelming. The other accent, it's the easiest one of all. You don't have to be a ribbon expert to do it. We're just gonna cut a strip of ribbon, like literally a strip of ribbon. So I've got a fishtail on each end. We're gonna pinch it in the middle. This is what I call a bow tie because I can tuck this pretty much anywhere and just get that little pop of color. I don't have to have any technical skills with ribbon, but it's a great way to kind of ease into ribbon on your design. Okay, all of my black and white check is placed. Love this embroidered coat ribbon. It's very rich. I don't need a lot of it. I'm just gonna put a few pops kind of where your eye goes. I always like to put my money on the front of the tree, so put it where you're gonna see it. Same thing though, I'm just gonna do a series of either tails or 1-loop bows. And then just kind of twist them in. And for this part, it's just kind of anywhere that you still have a space. All right, you guys. Came together so beautifully. I love a Nutcracker inspired Christmas tree. I hope that you got loads of tips and techniques that you can adapt to your own style. And be sure to follow us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest as well. And we have a retail store located in Arlington, Texas. Merry Christmas and happy decorating.